guys, it's Melanie. Today I have a review for you of the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Before I get into the video, I did receive this product courtesy of Laura Mercier through the Octoly website. So that means that I applied to Laura Mercier and asked them to be considered to review it. And they agreed and they sent it out for no cost to me. There is no obligation with Octoly to ever do a positive review of a product. It's just my opinion, and yeah, so for what it's worth, these are my thoughts. So in the past, I have done multiple reviews, individual reviews of setting powders that I have really enjoyed using. I actually use setting powders a little bit different from the way that most people do, and the way that I do it is I will put on my SPF every single day, whether it's the Color Science SPF 50 or the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. I will put that on, I will let that sit on my skin, and then I actually go in with my setting powder and apply that to my face prior to putting on my powder foundation. So I don't actually set my makeup, I essentially prep for my powder foundation. And the reason that I do this is because I do have enlarged pores, and I find that when I apply a powder to my face with either a beauty blender, or in this case, Laura Mercier also did send out their little velour puff to be able to use with the powder. So what I will do is press that into my skin, and it sort of helps to fill in my pores in a way and just adds a smoothness to my skin. It also helps to absorb excess oil throughout the day, and for me that is very important because I do happen to have extremely oily skin. So I have found, for me personally, that is the best way to use a setting powder. I typically do not use an additional setting powder or the same setting powder after my powder foundation. I just use it before I put it on. So that is how I have been using this powder. Obviously, you can set your makeup with this if you either wear powder or liquid or cream or whatever type of foundation. You can set it after you apply that foundation with this product. So I do have the color translucent because I am fairly pale, but it does come in two different colors. So there is a translucent and then there is a medium deep. So there are two options. This is available at Sephora. I will put the link down below for you guys. At Sephora, they do actually have a mini of both options, the translucent and then the medium deep. And the full size is $38, and it looks like the minis are $23. So if you are not wanting to purchase this big, huge container, which by the way, there is a ton of product in here. So for $38, you are getting 29 grams of product, or 1 ounce. This velour puff does not come with the powder, but it is a really great pairing for it. I will say I've really enjoyed using this. I do think that this will wash up really nicely. I don't think I will have an issue washing this. It may take a little while to dry, but I do think you can wash this. In terms of the packaging, you do have these kind of big holes here, if you can see that. And I wouldn't remove all of the tape that is covering these holes. That is a mistake that I have made with other products in the past, and I have told you guys in those videos, just kind of do a little bit of take a really sharp knife and cut through, and then peel off only half of the tape that is covering the holes initially. You just won't get as much product out, which is for the better when it comes to packaging like this. But this is the translucent color. It does have what I would say is a little bit of a yellow hue to it. So I'm not gonna entirely blend this into my skin, so you can kind of hopefully see that this does have just a little bit of a yellow hue. I don't think that this would look off for those of you that have pink undertones, because ultimately once you really blend it in, it does tend to disappear. It is meant to be translucent, but it pairs really well with my particular skin tone. So the way that I've been using this is just taking this puff, dipping it in, and then pressing that into my skin, and you'll be able to see there's still a little bit of product left on here. Let me brush that away because I don't need that right now. You can also use a brush to set your makeup, so you don't have to use that puff, just so you know. But I wanted to let you guys know what my thoughts are in this, because I happen to actually really like this. One thing I will say though, and I mention this because I know a lot of you tend to have issues with talc. If you have a sensitivity to talc, or you find that products containing talc will make you break out, this probably won't be the best fit for you. If you use the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten Powder Foundation like I do, the very first ingredient in that is talc. If you're fine with that, you'll be fine with this, but you know if you have a sensitivity to talc. So just look at the ingredients before you buy anything. I feel like that's really important. So the claims on this are that they say that this silky soft translucent powder sets makeup all day with a modern matte finish. A touch of sheer coverage creates a soft focus effect, subtly blurring the looks of fine lines and imperfections. And I would have to agree with that. I do think that this helps to absorb my oil throughout the day. I do think that it glides really nicely over kind of the fine lines that I have starting underneath my eyes here. I find that it helps to blur the look of my pores. I think it makes my powder foundation look very smooth. It helps it wear longer because the oil is not causing that breakdown throughout the day. And I don't know, I'm having great luck with this. I feel like the price point of $38 or $23 is fair for the amount of product that you are getting. Laura Mercier has definitely been a makeup line that most everything that I've tried from them I have really enjoyed, and this was the one thing that I was kind of holding off on. And I don't know why, because like I said, $38, I've spent a lot more on setting powders, and I find this one to be really effective. I also like that they have the color options, so whether you are more fair like I am, or whether you have a beautiful deeper skin tone, if you are somewhere in the like darker medium to tan range, I would definitely go with the deep, and obviously if you have the deepest skin tone, I would suggest going with the deep. Overall, this one gets 2 thumbs up for me. I even really like this velour puff. I think that this definitely is a good way to go. Again, you can use a brush, you can use a beauty blender if that's what you like to use. And if you've never tried putting powder on before your foundation, you should try it, especially if you wear a powder foundation and you have very oily skin. I think that this is a great option for that. You are going to get a matte finish from this. If you have very dry skin, I don't think that you would be really attracted to setting powders to begin with necessarily, but I don't think this is drying in any kind of way. I don't feel like it dries my skin out. I just find that it kind of fills things in, smooths things out, absorbs the excess oil for me, and helps the rest of my makeup go on a lot smoother. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I do have another powder that I just purchased. Where is it? Oh, it's sitting over there. I do have another setting powder that I'm going to be testing over the next couple weeks that I just purchased from Milk Makeup, and I will have that review up for you again after I test it for the next few weeks. This one, give it a go. If you're in the market for a new powder, I can recommend this one, and if your skin is okay with talc, I would say give this one a go. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know what your experience is down below in the comments section. I always like seeing what you guys have to say, and again, the information will be in the description box down below. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.